Hi, today's good person to know is Fay Tear. She's production director at Karen Millen. Fay started her career as a 2-week intern and she never left. And her number one tip for anyone wanting a career in the industry is to have a positive attitude. I listened very attentively to what Fay had to say, and I now appreciate why Karen Millen is relatively expensive. I've only a couple of their garments, but they make me feel super elegant each and every time I wear it. And it makes me feel like a feminine female, a more sophisticated version of a girly girl, and so it's spot on with Karen Millen's mission. Fay spoke about her areas of responsibility, and I seriously don't think her attitude has changed from when she first started 20 years ago. But also she spoke about Karen Millen's supply chain, and it's no wonder that Karen Millen has grown from strength to strength, because they make me feel, and make you feel when you wear their clothes, like $1 million. And that's because they ensure perfection from their suppliers. If anyone is looking to switch a job or wants a career in the industry or wants to know how Karen Millen do things, this is the ideal video for you. So I hope you enjoy it and thank you for watching.
I started in Oasis stores in 1995. I kind of tripped and fell in there on a 2-week work placement and have stayed with the business ever since. So nearly 20 years. I worked on the CMT department, which was the most fabulous grounding. So I worked with the fabric buying team, I actually placed the orders. I worked with the trims department, I worked with the production manager, the roving QCs, the pattern room, and got a really good grounding into that CMT business, which means if you know CMT, you know fully factored, you know suppliers. Foundations of my knowledge, visiting factories. There is no better way to understand production, product development, sourcing than being in a factory. Seeing it from a factory perspective. Oasis bought Coast in 1998 and we became Mosaic. And then Mosaic bought Karen Millen in Whistles and we became Aurora. And luckily for me, I worked over all of the brands on their CMT departments, to the point I became Aurora production director, so I managed all 4 brands CMT. And then Karen Millen, as you may know, became independent from the Aurora group in 2010, and I was lucky enough to join them as their production director. And as production director I oversee CMT, but also fully factored. For any buyers and assistant buyers or admins in the room, I would say that the key thing for career progression is having the right attitude. So we leave college, we've worked all our way through our A-levels, we've done our degree course, and then we think the world owes us something because we've worked really hard, when in fact you're going to start all over again. So any admins, any juniors in the room, attitude, attitude, attitude. This is me at Karen Millen, and I'm responsible for the product development teams, and that is for garments and accessories. For the fabric teams who support the designers sourcing fabrics and then booking the confirmations, and then also doing the price negotiating. Responsible for our Hong Kong office. So our Hong Kong office isn't a sourcing office. The best way to describe it actually is an extension of our product development teams, and it supports us with our key issues. So if we have price issues, if we have delivery issues, if we have quality issues, our Hong Kong team supports us and goes and visits the factories. Responsible for the trims team, the technical team, and then the production team. And we are lucky enough to have a production team at Karen Millen. We're quality obsessed and design driven. We have unapologetically high standards. We're straight talking, we keep things simple and to the point, but clear never means cold. Fashion is fun, luxury is indulgent. The thrill of the purchase never fades, and we understand that. Unwrapping a beautiful piece of clothing and putting it on, feeling amazing when you wear it, that's what it's all about. We are a design-led business. It is not cheap, it is not high fashion in terms of throwaway fashion. So when you buy it, you really think about buying it and you're going to keep it. It's a treasured item in your wardrobe. So we have to have high standards. So for us, high standards starts at head office. And for Karen Millen, we have what we call a signature fit, and that signature fit is about making you feel like a woman, making you feel gorgeous. You throw it on, and you should feel infinitely glamorous. For best practices, we go back to the fit and the consistency. We talk about the critical path. We review things. We have fit reviews. We review our grading. We review our supplier base, and also we are quality obsessed. So our mantra is think perfect, create extraordinary. It is all about quality. Now, we did a customer survey about 2 years ago. 98% of the customer surveys recognise Karen Millen is quality. We said about high standards, about best practice, about being quality obsessed, but the key thing for us is our atelier. So the atelier, for those of you in the room, is the workshop in Paul Street. Some of you might know it as a pattern room. But this is where our designers create our Karen Millen collection, which is imagined, designed, cut, picked, tweaked, adjusted, obsessed over, nipped up and painstakingly finished. What we're doing is we are designing and making secure garments that are then mass produced. And the beauty, and we're going back to that knowledge at head office and we're going back to those CMT backgrounds, is that you have a very talented pattern cutter, you have a very talented designer, and they are speaking to each other. They are speaking in the same language, in the same time zone. They are communicating, they are touching, they are feeling, they are being pinned together. It's where we kind of start. We take our pride, but also a key thing is it means we take control. So we like to take control in Karen Millen. We take control therefore over our designs, our processes. We take control over the grading and we take control over the costs. It means that we work best practice to our advantage, and also we have exclusivity. 60% of our product is from China, 40% of it is from the EU, and I'm including Turkey and Northern Cyprus in that. So how did we get there? Karen Millen herself, just over 30 years ago, started off with one store in Maidstone, and it was all produced in the UK on a CMT basis. And then the business has moved internationally as we started to grow. Turkey is our biggest supply base. Turkish denim, tailoring, shirts, dresses. Lithuania is a close second. Bottom line for me and our supply base is we know each other, and we know each other well. What does that mean? We know our paths, we know our suppliers' capacity, we know their business, and we just know each other. Ultimately, we visit regularly. We don't work through agents. We have 2 agents across our entire supply base. But of those agents, we know where our product is being manufactured and we have been to that factory. We have approximately 10 suppliers per area. So per area I'm talking about knit and jersey, wovens, CMT, accessories. So approximately 40 suppliers. And of those suppliers we have what we call core suppliers and dipper suppliers. Our core suppliers, we ensure that we give them work, regular work. They are really important to us. We have that strong relationship, and dippers are still really important to us, but we dip in and out. We don't give them regular dockets every single week. We don't repeat at Karen Millen. You might see a few jersey t-shirts that have been repeated. You might see a denim block that's been repeated, and we do our leather signature jacket. They are the only 3 areas we do not repeat. We don't jump between suppliers. Why don't we jump? Because in terms of having that relationship, if you jump to a new supplier, and if I divert slightly, I know I can get product cheaper. As a business, we know we can get product cheaper. But if I get it £2 cheaper from a new supplier, and they are late, and they deliver crap quality, actually, that £2 cheaper, late, rubbish quality, they just counteract each other. So I might actually pay a bit more than the going rate, but that's because I know I'm going to get great quality on time at the price that I've agreed. I think this is really important. This is really important to me. We don't ask for inappropriate discounts. So I don't know if some of you work in retailers or you work in businesses where if it's a day late, you're 1% late discount. If it's a week late, you might have a 5% discount. If it's 2 weeks late, you might get charged a 10-20% discount. That to me doesn't make sense, because you are penalising the supplier. They will then be making that docket for you at a loss, and the money that they earn, the profit that they earn on our business, they reinvest back into their business. Also, if we go back to looking at ourselves, we look at ourselves at head office, say they're late. Why are they late? Did we cause that lateness? Did we not authorise our gold seal on time? Did our buttons arrive 3 weeks after they was meant to arrive? Did we decide that halfway through their docket we wanted to change the country breakdowns? Probably yes, and probably yes. So it's unfair then to ask that supplier to pay a discount. We don't actually jump from supplier to supplier, and therefore we don't invite new suppliers into our world very often. We have just done recently, because we were very lucky to do a tailored in London collection, and doing this collection we had to source 2 new factories. Now me personally, I'm very lucky that actually I don't have to go out and look for suppliers. Suppliers often email us, they send in their profiles, they send in their ideas of what they think they can do for us. And I might do a nice reply, thank you, but no thank you at the moment. But I would always keep those details on file. Knowing our product, their quality of production, communication and organisation. How do you know a supplier is organised? You walk into that factory and you look at their trims cupboards. Yes, definitely we look at financial stability. Yes, definitely we look to see if they're FFP compliant. And for me actually, as you saw, it's only China and EU. We're not in India, we're not in any other far-flung regions of the world. We keep it in close proximity, so it's easier to manage.
You said that it's all about attitude, attitude, attitude. Can you please elaborate on what makes a fantastic attitude?
Okay, so if we start with the basics, it is about offering to make a cup of tea. It is about going over and above the job role. It's all in your hands. It's all about how you conduct yourself, and it's all about how you fit in with the team. If I'm asking you to do something over and above your job spec, do it. You know, have that, it will take you further, it will broaden your knowledge. You might not want to get out a load of samples for a selection meeting, but actually if you get out a load of samples for a selection meeting, you'll learn something new, you do it with a positive smile, it raises your profile within the business, so it kind of is a win-win situation. So I think it's about, no, it's not my job spec, no, I don't want to do that, oh no, I couldn't possibly, just do it, go for it. And I think, you know, smile on your face, positive attitude gets you noticed.